kayo, I'm your host Alvin Pacheco and welcome to Pinoy Rig Enthusiasts, where we will give you some reviews, insights, and unboxing videos. So today we're going to take a look at the GTX 1650 by Nvidia. So I know most of you already watched some reviews out there and you're currently leaning towards the RX 570 at this point, or maybe you have a GTX 1050 Ti card and you don't want to upgrade since you saw that other review. So today we're going to take a look at this product and we're going to give you a new perspective about the 1650 by Nvidia. So a quick rundown about this product. Actually, this is priced around 9,230 pesos in the Philippines, around 175 US dollars. So this video card is based on the new Turing architecture by Nvidia. It supports DX12 and also has a 4 gig GDDR5 memory. What's also great about this product, it only has a 75 watts TDP. It means better energy savings and lower electric bills for you guys. So the specs right now is popping on the screen. You can pause the video if you want to do so. Alright, so let's now unbox this video card. So as you can see at the front, it has the Palit logo and Palit branding, and there's different languages at the back for its brief description about the product. So there's a 1650 branding there by Nvidia. Right, so let's take it out in the box. So it has a brown ugly box, but what's inside is what matters. So first you're gonna see the instruction manual. So this is for the software which is included in this CD driver. So I would recommend you installing this one, but make sure once you have access to internet connection, you must update the drivers that you're gonna install with this in your PC, so it will be of course updated. So aside from the manual and the driver, CD driver, that's it for the documentation slash freebies of this video card. So as you can see, it has the anti-static plastic bag. Anti-static bag. It's not plastic because plastic has static. So as you can see here, it's a single fan design with a single slot card or design also. So it has a HDMI and a DVI for the display. It has a, I think this is a 60 millimeter fan with a decent heatsink for this card. So this doesn't require any pin, GPU or power pin, so you can run it directly through your motherboard. So as you can see, this can support PCIe x16 and so on and so forth. So the card is very simple. As you can see, there's nothing great about it, but we will see the performance of this card in the benchmarks. So in our benchmark, let's take a look first at our temperature. So looking at this card, it only has a single fan, small fan, single cooler card. It actually reached 75 degrees Celsius on max load using our combustor benchmark. So actually it's pretty good for a 75 watts GPU to reach that kind of temperature. So we actually benchmarked this GPU in various gaming titles ranging from esports games to AAA games. So we tested it in 1080p, ranging from high to maximum settings varying from game to game. So esport gaming titles, we actually have CSGO, Rainbow Six, and the new World War Z game. So what we have right now is a 60 FPS to 90 FPS average score. Actually, it's pretty good for this kind of video card. In the AAA games, we actually tested Resident Evil 2 Remake and the Battlefield 5 game, which is actually supports the RTX feature, but this card, even though it's Turing architecture based, it doesn't have RTX. So running Battlefield 5 on this GPU actually is very interesting for the results we've got. So with HDR and DX12 on, we got 58 FPS on average, which is pretty cool and pretty good for this GPU. So based on our benchmark results, we also compared it with the GTX 1050 Ti. So the 1050 Ti and the 1650 is actually pretty tied up on our results, but 1650 is leading with a few FPS than the 1050 Ti on our benchmark. So we don't have the RX 570, so we haven't had a chance to compare those two. So I know most of you already read some articles or watched review videos comparing those two. So here comes our pros and cons for this GPU. For our pros, the GTX 1650 by Palit actually performs great on the games we tested in it. So 1080 performance, no doubt this card can handle those games, whether it's esports games or AAA games, as you have seen on our benchmarks. It also has a decent thermal performance, even though it's very small and it has only a single fan cooler. The reason behind this is because of its 75 watts TDP power consumption. So because of that, it's also great for internet cafe owners. If they're planning to build one or more PCs, they might want to take a look at this card because that might save them money on their electric bills. It's also small and compact, so it's pretty good for a HTPC build or a mini ITX build. So if you're planning to build that kind of PC, you might want to take a look at this card also. So going to the cons of this product, the first one I saw is actually this one, the single slot design. It's not actually a single slot, because if you compare it to the GTX 1050 that we have here, it almost have the same thickness, as you can see. So it's not really great or a big of a deal, but you might want to take a look at that or take a note of that. So the second cons that we have for this product is the elephant in the room, which is the RX 570 versus the GTX 1650 battle that's going on the internet right now. So once the GeForce GTX 1650 has been released by Nvidia, most of you guys already recommended the RX 570 because it outperforms the 1650 very well with the same price. So I think what Nvidia did wrong is the pricing, if you're gonna take a look at it in a straightforward way. But this card is supposed to be the next generation for the 1050 and 1050 Ti series. So what will happen if they lower this, the price of this card, is it will cannibalize this one. So that means no one will buy the 1050 or the 1050 Ti anymore, because it must have a really dedicated price bracket to it, or in the hierarchy of video cards, this is still above 1050 or the 1050 Ti based on price. So they cannot lower it because this will die, and they're still manufacturing this card till now as we are shooting this video. So I don't know what's the solution here for the 1650, if they're gonna do a price change or they're gonna do some patches that might increase the FPS of some games, but I doubt, because it might increase, yes, but not in a greater number or larger number, maybe 5 to 10 FPS, but that's it. So yeah, we cannot compare this to the RX 570 because we don't have one, and also the features that we have here doesn't have the RX 570, so we cannot really compare features when it comes to a green card to a red card. So what we can compare actually was performance. So the GTX 1650 by Nvidia is not really that good when it comes to price to performance ratio, but the RX 570 sure is. But to summarize, this is a new architecture by Nvidia, and that one is about 2 to 3 years old by Radeon or AMD's, the RX 570. So what you're paying here actually is the pros that I've said that the RX 570 doesn't have. The RX 570 has a decent performance, actually greater performance than this one, but it's not compact. 570s require power pins, this one doesn't. This has a lower wattage, the RX 570 has a higher one. In any perspective we juggle this conclusion to, the RX 570 will outperform this, but the 1650 by Nvidia is very nice for you to have. But it came out on the wrong time and the wrong price. So that's it for the GTX 1650 by Palit or Nvidia. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you don't, give it a dislike. And if you have any questions, you can comment down below and we'll make sure that we will answer that for you. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope I see you on the next one.